What's up, Dinger Nation? I am here today with another book review. In this review, we're going over Christianity and Wokeness by Owen Strachan. Oh, my hand looks all crazy. So essentially, Christianity and Wokeness is a critique of critical race theory, intersectionality, wokeness in general, viewing it through the lens of the gospel. There was a lot of stuff that I liked about this book. First thing is its specificity. It does argue against specific points of the movement. It doesn't sort of just generalize the movement and say, liberals bad, Republicans good, go Jesus. It's very specific in its critiques of what it sees wrong with the movement and why. Next is the timeliness. This book came at the perfect time because this is sort of the dominant narrative that we're seeing in pop culture right now is wokeness. I also like the gospel presentation in this. I was worried when I picked it up that it would be completely political and that there wouldn't be much Jesus in it, and I was completely wrong. This has a very clear gospel presentation in it. Another thing I like about it is the thoroughness. So the notes section of this book is just massive. Honestly, the notes could probably take up their own book. And lastly, sort of on a more personal note, I did enjoy it because I sort of felt an emotional connection to it, because as a straight white Christian male in 2021, I do sometimes sort of feel villainized by pop culture and by mainstream media, mainstream news, things like that. So I appreciated a lot of things about this book. One thing I did notice is that in chapter 2, there are several critiques of books that propagate critical race theory. I don't know if that's the word, propagate. These books have invaded the church that are supportive, that's a better word, of toxic wokeness, critical race theory. And in these critiques in chapter 2, claims are made about what the claims in these books are without really robust proof. So it just sort of lists off some of the claims in the books and then debunks those claims. I don't have those books, so I can't really verify if those claims are actually fully made in those books. So I am sort of taking him on his word. But I will note, like I said earlier, I didn't read all of the footnotes. And so it is very possible that he wrote page numbers and cited exactly where it is, and I just have no idea what I'm talking about. The second thing that I wasn't a huge fan of is that it started out a little bit slow for me, but towards the middle, it did definitely pick up and grab my attention, and it took me all the way to the end of the book. Now for my favorite quote. That comes from page 80. And it says, according to this system, there is a condition that gospel faith does not make right. Only anti-racism, a regimen of ritual confession and penance on the individual side, and political improvement and public policy on the communal side, makes our racist wrongs right. So that's sort of the key message of this book, that people are turning to wokeness as a new gospel, a new form of salvation, and it's a social and cultural salvation, and it cannot do those things, is sort of the basic premise here. My difficulty rating for this book is easy. The vocabulary is not too hard to understand. The arguments are very well thought out, easy to understand. Lastly is my ding rating, officially. And I'm going to give this book a 3.8 out of 5. Good score, 3.8. Christianity and Wokeness, Owen Strachan. Go check it out.